All right, so Hong, good afternoon. Wow, you look handsome with your hair. You look very good, okay? You look very neat and neat and well groomed. Okay. All right. Good afternoon, Hong. Welcome to our class. Before we begin the meeting, can I ask how are you?
Five times.
You're fine. Can you tell me how's the weather?
The weather very hot. It's sunny today.
Oh my God, it's hot. The same in Philippines right now. Okay. So the homework that I gave you is simply this one. Hung, what you're going to do with this activity, you're going to explain it to teacher. It's very simple. Everything is in here. You're just going to read and explain to me. All right? Are you ready? You'll be my teacher. I'm just going to listen. All right? And then you provide or say something if you want to add something. All right? Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's begin. You say, for this afternoon, I will talk about countable and uncountable nouns. Have an introduction. For this afternoon, I will talk about mm, countable and uncountable nouns. First, let's talk about countable nouns. Countable nouns are
I
nouns that
don't know.
here, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, you can all you have to do is to read it. Everything is in there. Nouns that we can
I
count.
can do this.
Count. Count. Nouns that we can count have a singular and plural form. Duinat, konyo. So, countable noun is something that we can count. One tree, one bag, two trees, 10 students, 10 teachers, 10 beds, okay? Countable, something that we can count. So in English, we can use a, an, or a number. A or and indicates or we use them for singular form, meaning it's only one. But when we say number, you are expressing the quantity. 6 goats, 10 pencils, 9 students. So you are telling the number or the quantity. How about with this one? It's use a singular or plural verb. The book is old. The books are old. Countable. How about the uncountable? Please read. Kindly read it for me.
Uncountable nouns or nouns we cannot count. Have only one form, no plural.
All right.
Ring, not ring.
Good. Hmm.
Cannot give an or a number. A right to right. Sugar is singular verb. Sugar is with the weather here is with.
Okay, countable. So something that you cannot count, as simple as that. You cannot count the rice, you cannot count the rain, you cannot count the sugar. Uncountable. And stating not countable. All right. So in here with this one, moving into here, let's talk about the uncountable. So the first one is we could say that uncountable expresses abstract ideas. But let's talk about what is an abstract idea to begin with. What do you mean by abstract ideas? Please read.
I
Oh, what happened? All right, sorry. What do we mean by abstract idea?
Abstract idea have no physical existence.
Existence.
Existence refer to ideas, emotions, and concepts that you cannot see or touch.
You cannot see or you cannot touch. All right. The abstract, it's just abstract idea. You could just feel it or imagine it, but you cannot see. For example, love. All right. We cannot count love. I cannot say, Hong, I love you. I have 10 loves for Hong. We don't say that, right? Because that is an idea, that is an emotion. So you cannot count. It is very abstract, such as the following. Here are other example: love, freedom, education, luck, help, beauty, music, or thunder. So they are also included or part in the abstract ideas. Moving into here, of course, we have the liquids and gases. You can count the container it's in, but not the liquid or gas. So here, for example, 2 bottles of milk, right? Because we are using a certain container, which is the bottle, but we cannot count them like this: water. We don't say, teacher, I just drink 5 water. But instead, we say, teacher, I drink 5 glasses of water, right? So, meaning we are using a certain quantifier, all right, in making use of the liquids or the gases. A cup, a cup of coffee, right? So, in here, a bowl of soup, right? A bag of blood. So we are using a quantifier just for them to be, all right, to be counted. 5 bags of blood. My mother drinks 10 cups of coffee a day. All right. So it is that the quantifier will help us on how to create or how to make example or to indicate the quantity. Now with this one, another. All right. So in here, we say 2 cups of coffee. All right. Now, what is the third? Now we are on the third part. All right. So abstract idea is the first one. All right. Abstract ideas. The second one is the liquid and gases. And what's number 3? Made of
Make a smaller path.
made of smaller parts. What do you mean by that? Something that is
Something that is make a smaller path so is considered as a work.
such as,
Such as sugar, rice, salt, sand, flour, dirt, dust,
okay.
traffic, grass, spaghetti.
All right, with this one. So these are the example. All right. So now with this one, moving into here, how about with this one? What can we say about the fourth one? Fourth one is the materials. It says nouns that say what something is made of are normally uncountable nouns. For example, gold is expensive. My father's chair is made of wood. Okay, glass, paper, rice, gold, silver, iron, cotton, wool, steel. So they are the materials. Okay, the raw products. All right. So with this one, it is also used in some food. All right. So, like for example, in here, usually it is food that needs to be cut up or eaten in smaller pieces. For example, the bread. So we eat the bread in smaller pieces. So we don't say breads, but we say slice of bread or loaves of bread. When you say slice, this one per piece, slice. But if you are referring into the whole, all of it as a whole, you call it a loaf. Loaf kanyo is loaves. Right there. It becomes loaves of bread. All right. So here are some other example of some food. What are those?
Food is uncountable easily. It is food that needs to be cut up or eaten in smaller pieces. Example, bread, fish, cheese, chocolate, meat, bacon, fruit, ham.
Okay, all right. So how about with this one? Okay, give me a second. We're almost there for this one. We're almost done in the explanation part. How about in here? What is your perspective about it? Be careful.
Be careful with the following uncountable nouns as they may be considered countable in other languages. Example, furniture, advice, work, news, information, luggage, money.
Okay, all right. That's a good thing. So it says in here, but teacher, I can count my money, right? So in here, even though you can count the money, but in that way you can use it with the coins. I have 5 coins, but when the quantity itself we don't say I have 5 monies. No, we state how many. What is the grand total? I have $90. So that is also considered uncountable. So if you're going to have a look with this one, they might look very easy, but sometimes it's a bit confusing. So what I have right here is this one. I'll be sending this you, but if you open the PowerPoint, I'm sure you can do this part for me. So like this one, the comparison between the two. Uncountable, something that you can count. It can be used in singular verb or plural verb. Unlike with uncountable, you cannot count. There is no plural form, and it's always used as singular verb. We cannot use a, an, or a number before them, but instead we are using the quantifiers. Cup of milk, glass of water. Okay, so those are the example or the major difference between countable and uncountable nouns. Diving in this activity, what I want is Hong to analyze. Hong, I'll be giving you a minute. I want you to analyze this one. I want you to label the following pictures. Tell me when you're ready. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, okay. So with this one, match the different foods in the box to the photos. Number one,
Number one is duck.
two,
Number two is lettuce.
lettuce. Three,
Number three is lobster.
lobster, correct. Number four,
Number four is garlic.
garlic. Five,
Salmon. Salmon.
salmon. Number six,
Number spaghetti.
okay, seven.
Number seven, pig.
And number eight,
Number cauliflower.
cauliflower. Okay, good. How about if I will ask you to put them in their correct category? Now, this time around, I want you to put them or categorize them if they are considered meat, vegetable, fish or seafood, and carbohydrates. What do we mean by the carbohydrates? Carbohydrates are the energy giving food, all right, or simply called as the go foods in the English context. Carbohydrates. Okay, so here, give me a second. When we say carbo, okay, carbohydrate in your English, in your translated to your mother tongue, carbohydrate, it means, okay, mm, is it hydrate carbon? Carbohydrates. Energy giving food. A group of, all right, sugars and starches found in food. Potatoes are full of carbohydrates. Rice are full of carbohydrates. Okay, so first let's put them in their correct category. What's the matter? Okay, here. So for this one, let's put them in their correct category. Meat. What are the example of meat? Ah, carbohydrate. Ah, you just need to remove ES. Okay. All right. What about this one? Can you put them in their correct category?
Meat, I think is pig.
Yes, you are right. Beef and
Duck.
yes, all right. The beef and
Duck.
the duck. All right. What about you talk about vegetables or rauku
Go is lettuce.
or lettuce? Lettuce.
Lettuce.
And what's the other one?
Cauliflower.
All right. Roy, how about fish or seafood? Very simple.
I think vegetable has garlic.
Yes, garlic is also included. Thank you for noticing that one.
There is lobster.
Lobster and the
Salmon.
this
Same.
that one is salmon.
Salmon.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's so silent L. We don't say salmon, it's salmon. How about with this one? How about carbohydrates or carbohydrate?
Carrot.
Only the what is the word that you didn't tell? This one.
Mm, Carrot.
The spaghetti. So it's like the bread, the rice, the noodles, spaghetti. All right. So anything that is energy giving food. All right. So here, how about with this one? We are going to talk about this example. Okay. What I want you to have a look in here is the preparation of food, right? Can you help me figure out what are the vocabularies in the following photo? Number one, can you choose? Match it with the verbs on top. Mm.
I think number one is cut.
Number one
Cut.
is it cut?
Yes.
That is cut, right? But in this one, this is cutting in smaller pieces.
Number one. Chop.
Chop the onions. All right, chop the onions. And then number two, is it boil, cut, fold,
Number one. Number two is mix.
mix? Number three.
Number three, fold.
Number three
Fold.
is it fold?
Yes.
Cut.
What?
See? You're cutting it. You're cutting it into pieces. Actually, this is also cut, but this one we call it chop if we are cutting it in smaller pieces. Like this one, they are very small. This is cut because he is using a rolling pin. Okay, how about with this one?
Number four is fold.
Number four is
Roll.
roll. Roll the pizza dough. This one. Number five. I could see that you really hate cooking because you cannot remember some of the words. This one is,
I think number five is fold.
yes, this is fold. Like, for example, in paper, fold your paper. Fold. Number, number six,
Number six is boil.
boil. Anything that has something to do with the water, boil. How about number seven?
Number seven is fry.
Fry. Okay. For you, Hong, what is the easiest preparation for food? What is the easiest preparation for food?
Mix.
Which one do you prefer?
I don't know.
For you, what do you think? Because I know for a fact that you hate cooking, but how about with this one?
I think it's mix.
Mix. Okay. Because you're just going to do it. How about you? Because you said that your mommy is a good cook, right? She always prepare food in your family. What is the common food preparation is she doing? What are the verbs for preparing food that mother is always doing? Is she cutting, mixing, or chopping? Sorry, is she chopping, mixing, cutting, rolling, boiling, or frying? What are
I
your
think
sorry?
fry.
Your mother is?
fry.
Frying. Ah, this is the simplest one, by the way. Okay. So with this one, so here are the food preparation as what I've said. For the remaining minutes, what you're going to do is this one. I'll be playing an audio clip and you need to listen very carefully. Right? So give me a
Anh nhớ
second. Okay. All right. I'm just going to open the audio clip. Sorry, I need to exit. All right. From the book, it says, okay, where is it? Hmm. Now, where's my book? Okay, number 9.
Of my favorite recipes. It's a type of food that's been popular for thousands of years. The jiaozi, or dumplings, are beautiful and have the shape of a half moon. You start by making them in a similar way to noodles. You need to make some dough first, but this is quite easy.
One more time.
Track 9.
Yes.
Today, I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite recipes. It's a type of food that's been popular for thousands of years. The jiaozi, or dumplings, are beautiful and have the shape of a half moon. You start by making them in a similar way to noodles. You need to make some dough first, but this is quite easy.
Now, the question in this part, all right, which recipe is he going to cook?
And
Which
number
recipe? All right.
is C.
Letter
Dumplings.
C, dumplings. Can you tell teacher how can you make dumplings? What are the preparation? What are the preparation? How to make a dumplings based on what you've heard. What is the food preparation in making dumplings? Mm.
Track 9.
Today, I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite recipes. It's a type of food that's been popular for thousands of years. The jiaozi, or dumplings, are beautiful and have the shape of a half moon. You start by making them in a similar way to noodles. You need to make some dough first, but this is quite easy.
It is cooked the similar way with
Noodle.
noodles because you need to make a, what do you call this white thing right here? Do you know what is it called? The white thing? This one right
It,
here, this is called dough, right? So this is what you can use in making up a pasta or making a noodles, all right? Or also in making the dumplings. All right. Now, how about in this second question? All right. So this one, there is a tip. Okay, you will not always hear the exact same information spoken in the listening as written in the exercises. You will need to listen for the specific information you want. For example, we don't directly say, my mother is beautiful, but you could say, my mother is good looking. So from that, good looking, good looking, it means beautiful, meaning we are referring into some of the words with the same meaning. It says in here, you will not always hear the exact same information. All right. So now in activity 15, all right, the chef is going to make a demonstration. All you have to do is to complete the description of the diagram using the words in the box. Okay, so I'll be making it a little small for you so you can see all the parts. You can choose the following examples in here, the following answers. So listen first.
Track 10.
Okay, so what do you need to make the dumplings? First of all, you need to make the cases. These are the cases which you'll put the other ingredients in. To make the cases, you need to make the dough. Of course, you need flour for this. To make 20 cases, you'll need 4 cups of flour. Then mix the flour with 2 cups of water. Don't forget to add some salt, but only a little to add some taste. When you've mixed the ingredients, leave the dough for 10 minutes in the bowl to make sure it's ready. You can make the filling to go inside the dough while you wait. There are 2 main ingredients in the filling. Firstly, you have the cabbage. You need to chop this up finely and add it to another important ingredient, the meat. You can use any meat, but today I'm using lamb. Put the meat and cabbage together and mix it by hand. When it's mixed well, you can add some other ingredients. In China, people like to add spring onions to their dumplings, and I do too. I'd like some seafood today too, so I'm going to add some shrimps. Chop the spring onions and shrimps into small pieces and mix them together with the rest of the filling. To make sure that everything sticks together, add some vegetable oil. Now that the mixture is ready, you need to finish the cases. First, cut the dough into 20 pieces, making sure they're all the same size, and roll them into flat little circular shapes. Put the mixture into the center of the cases. Make sure you don't put too much filling in at this stage, otherwise you won't be able to close the cases, and all the filling will come out when it's cooking. Then, fold them into half-moon shapes. Finally, boil the dumplings 3 times, and there you have it. Delicious half-moon dumplings ready to eat.
All right, with this one, do you want me to repeat again?
Yes.
All right. Okay. With this one, you need to analyze. Remember the note that we have right here. You will not always hear the exact same information. Okay. Maybe you're tired. All you have to do is to choose your answer here on top. And then you need to sometimes he paraphrase. So you need to analyze what's the other meaning of that word. So you choose in here. Okay. So listen for the second time. Please focus.
Track 10.
Okay, so what do you need to make the dumplings? First of all, you need to make the cases. These are the cases which you'll put the other ingredients in. To make the cases, you need to make the dough. Of course, you need flour for this. To make 20 cases, you'll need 4 cups of flour. Then mix the flour with 2 cups of water. Don't forget to add some salt, but only a little to add some taste. When you've mixed the ingredients, Leave the dough for 10 minutes in the bowl to make sure it's ready. You can make the filling to go inside the dough while you wait. There are two main ingredients in the filling. Firstly, you have the cabbage. You need to chop this up finely and add it to another important ingredient, the meat. You can use any meat, but today I'm using lamb. Put the meat and cabbage together and mix it by hand. When it's mixed well, you can add some other ingredients. In China, people like to add spring onions to their dumplings, and I do too. I'd like some seafood today too, so I'm going to add some shrimps. Chop the spring onions and shrimps into small pieces and mix them together with the rest of the filling. To make sure that everything sticks together, add some vegetable oil. Now that the mixture is ready, you need to finish the cases. First, cut the dough into 20 pieces, making sure they're all the same size, and roll them into flat little circular shapes. Put the mixture into the center of the cases. Make sure you don't put too much filling in at this stage, otherwise you won't be able to close the cases, and all the filling will come out when it's cooking. Then, fold them into half-moon shapes. Finally, boil the dumplings 3 times, and there you have it. Delicious half-moon dumplings ready to eat.
Let's just give it a try. Now you tell me the procedure, how to make a dumpling according to our chef. First is you need to
Make. You
you
need
need
to make butter with flour to make the cake.
the cases. Good. Continue. Second,
Number 2, you need to chop the cabbage to make cake.
to make the filling. Filling. All right.
Number 3, you need to roll the meat and cabbage by hand.
You need to,
Roll.
is it roll? That is roll. You need to, the same thing. Number 1, the same with number 1. To put them all together, you need to
Mix.
mix. Mm. You mix the meat and cabbage by hand. After that, you need to,
You need to chop the spring onion and shrimp
all
into
right.
small pieces.
So that's your clue, the word small pieces, meaning it's chopped. How about number 5? You need to,
Number 5, you need to cut
mm,
the dough
in,
into 12 equal pieces to make the cake.
all right, to dough in 20 equal pieces to make the cases. Number 6, then,
Then
you,
you
what did you say a while ago?
roll
Then you roll. Okay, the dough.
the dough.
Number 7.
Number 7, you fold the dough into half moon
Correct. And then,
square. Number 8, you boil the dumpling 3 times and they are ready to eat.
all right. So with this one, as you can see, so when we talk about a certain recipe, right? So recipe, it has something to do with the preparation of the food, right? It will tell you how to cook a specific dish or meal. A recipe is composed of the ingredients. When you say ingredients, these are the things or the food and food or anything that we put. What are the ingredient? What is this? What is it made of? The second thing that we can have when we talk about the recipe is, of course, the procedures. Procedures or the steps on how to prepare them. That is what you've got from right here. You were able to showcase on how to make the recipe about or how to make or how to prepare a dumpling. Procedure, steps, or it could be also a process. Okay? Because cooking is it has something to do with timing, right? Like for example, we should follow a specific procedure or steps because we cannot boil before mixing. You get what I mean? It needs to go along with proper procedure or proper steps. We cannot start with 8 and then 2 and then 1 and then 6, meaning we cannot put them in not correct order or else, all right, the cooking will be a disaster, right? So that's the thing. That's why when we talk about a recipe, it has always followed by a certain procedure, a process, or steps. Roy?
Yes.
All right. Now, how about if I ask you, can you give me an example? This will be your homework because we only got a few minutes. So the remaining minutes for your homework, I want you to remember this. Okay, your homework is tell something about your favorite food. Explain the ingredients and the procedure in making them. All right, step or procedure or meaning you need to, for your homework, you need to tell something about your favorite food. And then from right there, you need to tell teacher what are the ingredients, all right, and the procedures in making them. The same on what our chef did in his audio clip. He explained it in step 1, step 2, step 3, right? On chronological order. In English, you call that chronological order. Meaning, proper way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chronological. All right. So these are the example. I'll be sending you the other copy with this one when we talk about other ways of cooking. So actually, okay, give me a second. There are a lot of words in English, but I do understand that you're not interested when it comes to food, but we need to remember them too. Okay. Here are some other procedures that you can have a look, or the ways of cooking. Have a look at this one. I'll be showing you with pictures so you can imagine.
English vocabulary. Ways of cooking.
Bake, bake.
All right, what's the meaning of
Barbecue,
all right?
barbecue.
Can you read it for me first? What do we mean by all right? What do we mean by bake?
Bake, bake.
Like to To cook food in an oven without extracting fat or liquid.
Next one is barbecue.
Then to cook food on barbecue an outdoor meal.
All right. Barbecue or in a grill, right? Next one is blend.
Then to make sure more it together.
When you say blend, putting them all together, blend to, to combine them together. How about this one?
To cook or wash something in boiling water. To cook or wash it in boiling water.
All right. So boil. Next is braise.
To cook meat or vegetables very slowly with a little liquid in a closed container.
All right. Next is, this is quite difficult already. Broil, char grill. This one, chop.
To cut something into pieces with a start to suck at a
Knife.
knife.
All right. Cook to prepare food by heating it, for example, by boiling, baking, and frying it. So, of course, cut to make an opening or a wound in something, especially with a sharp tool such as a knife and scissors. Deep fry. All right. It's to cook food in oil that covers completely. So it's like when you are making French fries, when you are frying fried chicken, right? So it should be deep fry. So meaning it has a lot of oil. We also have this dice to cut meat, vegetable into small square pieces, such as dip, to put something quickly into liquid. Fry something in hot oil or to be cooked in a hot fat oil. This one is great. To rub food against a grater in order to cut into small pieces. All right. So with this one, thank you, AC. With this one is grill. All right. To cook food under or over a very strong heat. Okay. So I'll be sending this to you so you can express to teacher, or um you can have a look on how you will explain your homework. So you can tell the process. Okay, so it has definition and it has a photo. So I guess you can understand the following. All right. So I'll be sending it to you now so I won't forget. All right. So with that one, with that being said, sadly, Hung, we cannot stay for too long because it's time's up already. All right. So anyway, Hung, I'll be sending your homework so I won't forget it. Hung, I already sent your homework. Have you seen it? Can you check it for me?
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Yeah, so I won't forget. So, Hung, sadly, it's time for me to say goodbye. Again, for your homework, all right, watch the video and tell something about your favorite food, and then explain the ingredients and the procedures in making them. Roy?
Yeah.
All right, so that's going to be all for this evening. Thank you for joining our class, Tom Biet, and have a good night. Goodbye, Hung.
Goodbye, teacher.